Hey, Corey Nielsen here, Corey Nielsen Fitness. Let's see, last week I put out a video talking about carbohydrates and if carbohydrates are basically if a low carb diet is healthy for you or good for weight loss. And if you don't know the answer to that, go back and watch that video. But what came from it was I had Adam Jones who asked me, hey, what he still doesn't understand is what carbohydrates he should be eating. So let's talk about the different kind of carbohydrates and how they affect your body differently. So you have a complex carbohydrate, and then you have your simple carbohydrates. Okay, your simple carbohydrates are going to be things like table sugar, like candy bars. Anything that digests real quickly is going to be your simple carbohydrates. Okay, basically sugar or any sort of candy that you're going to be eating, that's a simple carbohydrate, that's sugar in there. And then you have your complex carbohydrate, which is going to be things like, sweet potato, or like whole grain pasta, or brown rice, or quinoa, where it's going to take a lot longer to digest. Now, the difference there is that a simple carbohydrate, when I eat it, okay, my body can digest it really quickly. So I have that insulin spike, and then I have that drop, like that sugar high, and then that drop. Okay, that is unhealthy for you. Plain and simple, it is unhealthy for you to have that spike and crash. Whereas your complex carbohydrate, your body's going to slowly break it down. You're going to have this, it's going to kind of tailor off, and then it's going to slowly come down. So you won't have that huge spike and that crash because it just takes longer to digest. Therefore, you don't have a huge spike and a crash that goes on that is unhealthy for you. Now, when we're talking about weight loss, what carbohydrates, first of all, when we're talking about weight loss, calories matter the most, okay? Simple and foremost, calories are what matters the most. The different kind of carbohydrates that you eat, really guys, don't make that big of a difference surrounding your weight loss. Where it makes a huge difference is the fiber content, okay? You need to be getting fiber in your diet. Men, around 30 grams of fiber a day. Women, around 25 grams of fiber a day. So if you're eating simple carbohydrates, they're not going to have fiber. So you're not getting fiber from that stuff. Whereas if I'm eating complex carbohydrates, I'm going to be getting a lot of fiber from those complex carbohydrates. Therefore, I'm getting fiber in my diet. So what I'm saying is that it really doesn't make that big of a difference surrounding your weight loss. Okay, I'm not talking hormones. I'm not talking your digestive system. I'm not talking anything about that. What I am saying is that whether you're going to lose weight or not, doesn't really matter what kind of carbohydrates you eat, as long as you're getting your fiber. Okay, if I'm eating, 1,000 calories of carbohydrates, and one is eating simple and one is eating complex, if you're getting the same amount of fiber, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, it's really not. One other thing I want to mention though is that when you eat sugar and it has fiber with it, okay, like a piece of fruit. Let's say I'm eating a piece of fruit. I eat an apple. It has sugar with it, but sugar is quick digesting, okay, but what slows it down is the fiber content in it. So when I eat an apple, I don't have this high spike and then crash from sugar because the fiber in it slows the process of digestion way down so that it treats it more like a complex carbohydrate. So I have that slow spike and then it levels out and then slowly comes down. That's why fruit is perfectly fine to be eating, because of the fiber content. A lot of people are going to have different takes than me, and I'm perfectly fine with that. This is what I found through the research that I have done and through implementing it with my clients, is basically the type of carbohydrate doesn't matter that much as long as you're getting your fiber, okay? Now, we do want to be eating carbohydrates around the time when we're going to be active. Ideally, and in theory, that's what you want to be doing, so that your body will take those carbohydrates and it will use it as fuel, because carbohydrates are your body's preferred source of fuel, right? Like glucose and sugar. It wants to break that down and use it for fuel. So that's my take on carbohydrates and the different kind of carbs you should be eating. Like I said, you may have a different opinion, and I'm fine with that. But go ahead and I would love to see the research if you do. So this has been Corey Nielsen Fitness, educating you all day, every day.